Hey Modern Band, Mr. D here, and we're going to start looking at the A major chord today. So if you look at the A major chord, it all lives right around the second fret of the guitar. So if you look, there's the first fret, and then there's the second fret. So all of your notes for the chord are going to go right here on this fret. If we look at the chord chart, we've got our lowest string is not played, and then our next string is open, and then we've got on the D, the G, and the B strings, we've got our first finger, second finger, and third finger, all right there in a row. So if you look, the third finger goes right here, and then the second finger right above it, and the first finger right above that. Okay, and that is our A major chord right there. We've got our first, second, and third fingers all in a row there. So I'll take it apart one more time. There's our first finger, and then our second finger, and then our third finger. Now the challenge is, like we said in our previous video, we want the fingers to be as close to the fret as possible. And this first finger cannot get very close. So because of that, some people will rearrange their fingers a couple of different ways. They'll play it like this. But for most people, it's still fine to play it this way all in a row. It just means that this first finger is going to have to press down a little bit harder. But since that's your index finger, that's going to be stronger, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem doing it. So again, third finger on the second fret of the second string, second finger on the second fret of the third string, and first finger on the second fret of the fourth string. You see, there is the layout. We go through each one and we can double check it. This lowest one we're not supposed to play. Okay, this lowest one we're not supposed to play. So we can just let that one be. Then it's an open. And then the next three, if we get a buzz or it's under pitch or something like that, check and push harder. That's what we should aim for. And this first finger is going to be the most likely one to get some sort of mute or buzz or pitch distortion. So just press down nice and hard on that one. We should get that. And then the next string. And then the next string. Again, if you start to hear buzzes or weird pitch issues, press down a little harder. And once you're pressing down all the way, the other thing we're going to run into is if you get this, make sure that this finger is pressing with the very tip and not the edge. If you look, each of my fingers is pressing right on the tip. If you're holding them like that, you're going to get a lot of unintentional muting. You're holding them right there where the very, very tip of your fingers is pressing on it. That's going to give you the most control. You won't play other strings unintentionally. So now we'll check them again. Open is good. No buzzing there. No buzzing or muting. No buzzing or muting. So there we go. That's our A major chord. And as you practice it, you'll notice that you'll start to get a little bit of more comfort with it. But you also might start to get a little lax with it. And your fingers start to come away from the fretboard a little bit. You start to get some unintentional buzz. Watch out for that and just keep readjusting with that. Once you get more comfortable, it becomes more of just muscle memory and just a habit, and it comes right back into place. Now we talked about the very edge of the chord, we've got open, and then a muted string or a non-played string. There's a couple different ways that you can do that. One is to just avoid playing that top string. There's our A major chord. Everything sounds good. No problems. But other people, they're afraid that they're going to accidentally hit it. And so they come around with their thumb and they just gently, gently rest their thumb against it. I'm not trying to press it down. If I press it down, I'll actually get a pitch. And I don't want a pitch out of this. But if I just gently rest it, then it mutes that string. And you're not going to hear that string when you play everything else. Right? It's just not going to make any sound. So that's my recommendation to you. Now, if your thumb is coming around the guitar, then that means your thumb can't be your pivot point, your brace point for the rest of your fingers. So that means the rest of your hand is going to work a little bit harder. What a lot of guitarists will end up doing is they'll push the palm on their first knuckle against the guitar as their brace point. And then maybe a little bit of the inside of this knuckle right here. And that lets them kind of get a good grip right there. Because if you don't, then you're going to get muting and buzzing. So keep working on that and iron out that A major chord, and then you can start playing songs with it.